What is going on, world, and welcome back to another video where I respond to some of your YouTube comments. So today, Daniel Allers asked, or he commented saying, "Hey man, could you let me know the effects that alcohol and weed will have if I'm using intermittent fasting just for weight loss, no gymming?" So if you guys have been following along my journey since I started here on YouTube at the beginning of 2015, when I started there, I was about 4 years into intermittent fasting. That's how much experience I had. So over 2015, I really wanted to push and experiment with different factors. So for me, again, if you guys know my journey, I smoke weed on a daily basis. And over 2015, I was experimenting with alcohol to see, if I have beer or wine or liquor to break my fast and then I eat a meal, how will I feel? Or if I eat a meal first and break my fast and then have alcohol, how will I feel? As well as I experimented around with doing it during different windows and different amounts and different times during the day just to see, how is this alcohol going to affect me? If I have a couple of beers to break my fast and then I don't eat for an hour or two, what are the effects? How is it going to feel? Now, Daniel here is wondering and inquiring about how it's going to affect his weight loss, or at least that is what I am garnering from his comment here, that he wants to know how weed and how alcohol is going to affect his weight loss with intermittent fasting. So weed, to be honest, I don't think it's going to have much an effect at all in terms of your body, in terms of how much fat you're going to lose. Now, if you are new to marijuana, if you are still, getting into it, I'm very experienced. I've been smoking since I was about 15 or 16 years old. So I've been doing it for about a decade now. And I know the effects. I know what to expect. I can use it as a tool to either make me want to be hungry. Like if I'm about to have some food, I can use it to help me get hungrier. Or I can use it to crave my hunger. So I can use marijuana late at night when I'm already, 5 to 10 hours fasted to, if I'm feeling a little hungry, at midnight, I can have a toke and it will satisfy those hunger cravings for myself. Now, someone who's new to marijuana or is still a little inexperienced, if you're still a couple years into it, you may get the munchies after you smoke weed. And that can be detrimental to your path and to your fasting journey, because if you get the munchies, then you get hungry and then you want to eat, it throws off your game, it throws off your mind. So just like I say with most things in the world, life is situational. Use it the best way you can for yourself. So if you can handle it like myself, where you can use it to stop those hunger cravings, then awesome, use it. But all in all, and as I've been displaying, and I am a life experiment, I am a human experiment. Marijuana is one factor in my life. So you guys can use me as a personal reference that I smoke weed every single day. And I'm still able to stay lean year round with intermittent fasting and all these other factors in my life. So I believe marijuana is just a tiny little thing, and I don't think it's gonna affect the amount of fat you can lose in your body. Now, there are some people who will say, well, marijuana binds to your fat cells. So if you have more fat cells or less fat cells, that is all gonna have an effect. And to be honest, I don't think it's gonna have that big of an effect where if you are trying to lose 10 to 15 pounds, that it's going to affect that actual fat that you're gonna lose. It's more or less a mental thing. So if you can get over the mental, and you can get over that, I'm so hungry right now, and then if you smoke, you get the munchies and it's even harder for you, then that, I believe, is all mental. It just takes time. You just have to get over it. Now, alcohol. Alcohol is a whole different other beast. As I said, I've done a whole lot of experimenting with it. I'd have to go into serious depth on how beer makes me feel, how certain liquors make me feel, and how wine makes me feel. But all in all, if you are in a caloric deficit and you are taking advantage of these fasting windows, then I don't believe alcohol is going to have an extreme effect on your fat loss. There have been, certain liquors make you get warmer and hotter. Like if I have a shot of Palinka, which is a Hungarian plum brandy, like I can feel myself start heating up and start getting even hotter, and it's like my thermodynamics, the way my body processes energy, it's like it speeds up almost. But again, with beer, I don't really feel that effect. With wine, I don't feel that effect. So all in all, use it as a tool, like I said again. So if you want to have it on your cheat days, definitely go ahead. If you want to have a beer, 2 or 3 times a week, a beer or two throughout your day, it's not going to have a big effect. It's not going to totally mess up your weight loss results, especially if you're doing things in your life like intermittent fasting, or if, and Daniel, you're not doing it, but going to the gym. So you're stressing your body. You're getting your body to produce the most amount of hormones that it can naturally. So yeah, that's my opinion on weed and alcohol. Use it as a tool. Use it to make your life better. Like when I go out there in the world and I'm gonna have like a meeting with someone or sit down and have a talk, I like having a couple beers because it loosens things up. It allows the words to flow a lot easier. So that is when I like to use alcohol, or especially with weed and alcohol. I will make a video, or I will script up a video, and then I will use, and this doesn't really apply to the weight loss, the whole thing about weight loss here, but I use weed and I use alcohol to put my mind into a different perspective. It allows me to see the world from a different perspective. And then, especially with marijuana, I can put myself in other people's like bodies almost, and I can imagine, okay, now that I've made this video, what is someone at the age of 10 years old gonna think of this video? What is a woman at the age of 30 gonna think of this video? What is, like someone like my grandparents or my aunt and uncle, like what are they going to think when they watch this video? And I find that with changing my perspective through different stimulants in the world, that really helps with that. So once again, as long as you're in a caloric deficit and you're not allowing the alcohol to put you into a caloric surplus, then yeah, definitely. What I tend to do is, if I'm gonna have some beers, I'll just switch that up for my fruit smoothie. So instead of having a fruit smoothie that's just loaded with carbs and sugar, I'm basically just having some beers with just sugar anyways. So I swap it out with other things in my life, but again, it's all about your hormones. If you're trying to get the most weight loss possible, and you need to have a cascade of hormones going through your body that's going to trigger that fat loss. So if you are already doing all the things in life to optimize your hormones as much as possible, then definitely enjoy some alcohol every once in a while. But if you're still new to optimizing your hormones, take advantage of that. Try to be as consistent as possible. Try to avoid the weed if you can. Try to avoid the alcohol if you can. And that is going to have a better overall hormonal output for you. But if you feel you need it, you feel you want it, then apply it in the smartest way you possibly can. So thank you so much for watching this video. That is my opinion on how I feel the effects of alcohol and marijuana affect me through intermittent fasting. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you, Daniel Allers, for your comment there, and I'll see you guys in the next responding to comments video. I am the Hungarian Experiment.